Hello everyone, I'm Andras from NestiFyz. I know we have been silent lately, and there had been a lot going on. We wanted to share an important update with you, and we want to do it honestly and with gratitude. Last month, the team sat together, and after thinking carefully about everything our time, our resources, and our future we made a difficult decision to stop developing NestiFyz. About a year ago, we started NestiFyz with a simple goal to help board game designers and publishers connect more easily and to give every idea a fair chance to be seen. We tried different ways to make this happen. First, we built an online space where designers could show their games and publishers could look for their new ideas. This helped in some ways, but we learned from publishers. It just felt like one more place to check instead of making things easier. So we changed our approach. We built a new system where each publisher could have their own private space to manage the game submissions. We also added tools to organize ideas, help process rulebooks automatically, and show upfront how well the game might fit a publisher. We even showed this idea to people in the industry during the cons and fairs we attended. Even though we worked hard on this, we faced some challenges. It was hard for people to change how they already work, and it takes time to trust the new tools. At the same time, some of the changes in our personal lives meant that we had less time to keep building and growing NestiFyz. With our current resources and the state of the board game industry, we decided to stop the development. The platform will stay online until the end of September, and we are also looking for someone who could take over the project and continue it, but nothing is decided yet. We will let you know how it changes. To help you, we are working on a new feature that lets you download all your data in one zip file. This way you can easily use your work, your game ideas and files somewhere else. We will keep you updated regarding this future. Most importantly, we wanted to say thank you. Thank you for trusting us with your ideas. Thank you for believing in what we try to build. And thank you for being part of this journey. In the following moments, we will have a fully open and informal discussion with Robert about how the idea came, what we have went through, small successes and failures. So if you're interested, stay and hear our stories. So hi Robert, it's good to see you.
Hi. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's just a bit busy and a bit tired. And as we communicated after a lot of discussions between us, we finally decided to stop the development of the platform. But I believe
Yeah.
that we should tell the story for our members, for the followers, and also to ourselves because it has a lot of learnings. So
Yeah, definitely.
we definitely wanted to come back to everyone with a history of startup to summarize a year of the journey. My first question that pops into my mind is how do you feel about the decision that we made together?
It was a hard choice, but overall, it was good to make this step. Otherwise, we will fall in a situation that we didn't want it to be there. So yeah, that was a good choice and good decision. I think in overall. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think we debated on that for a couple of weeks with the whole team when we finally, you know, discussed all the aspects, all the market opportunities and the difficulties as well. So yeah, I'm at peace with the decision. Yet I know that there had been some opportunities and maybe there still are. It's just not us, not we're not at the right place at the right time to make it happen. That's my personal feeling after making this decision. Okay,
Yeah.
but let's jump back approximately a year ago when it all started. You were the
Yeah.
founder of the idea. Do you remember how it all
Uh,
started? What was the main idea in your head?
yeah. After we just started to discuss somehow before SN, and I saw that a lot of designer are like preparing for SN, and they just think that this is the only chance that they can like get, that they are going to SN, and they are just pitching to the publishers, and they are just crossing their fingers to the gods, and like a lot of them were be always skipped, so they will never get a chance to publish their game. And so I just thought that why is it only like 4 days? And after I discussed with you that, yeah, why not put it online and have designers to pitch them for the whole year, not except for like 4 5 days. And also that the other problem I faced or I saw that what are they doing today is that like designers sending out bunch of emails for different publishers who will be like overcrowded, and also publishers getting a lot of ideas which never been a good idea for them. So why not mix these into a platform? And that was the idea behind it. So yeah, kind of problems that we thought that it's kind of a headache for the publishers and headache for the designers. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember we met at Essen face to face for the first time, and I was in just in that same shoe that I was trying to pitch my own prototype. So when the idea came from you, uh, I really welcome this. I think that was kind of the next best thing, that we have another channel, a bit more digital. And making it a self-service, a kind of a fast pace, decision making, and giving a larger exposure to the new designs. I think it was a great start. So I was won by the idea at the very first minute. So yeah, I understood that we are all who are in the founding team is doing that in a kind of a part-time, because most of us had a full-time job or some other responsibilities as well. You have your own other business in the board game industry, but that was a kind of a good mix of the members. There
Yeah.
was a marketing guy, there was a coding guy, there was a kind of an account manager person, and I think we managed to divide the responsibilities pretty well, and we had the designer point of view in house as well. So I think it was a great mix and a good start. What was the first milestone? What do you think during our mutual work?
Like first milestone, I guess, when we got the initial version of the software itself, we just made the roadmap and the initial step that when when pre okay, not this was actually the second milestone. The first milestone was that we went to Spielwarenmesse and we presented our ideas to the publishers, and they was really happy about it, and they was really excited about our like database thingy. And so we was like kind of more than welcome, and we after Spielwarenmesse that we thought that we are on track with the problem, but it turned out maybe the publishers like wasn't like they told maybe that it's a good idea, but on the other hand they wasn't like really so much interested to pay for these features and things like that. Or as my last conclusion was that we created, or we ideated, we thought that we will like creating a rocket, but the industry need kind of a workhorse instead of a rocket. So
I
yeah.
see. Yeah, when you mentioned the first prototype as the first milestone, I was wondering that I think there was one step earlier. So it was the
Yeah.
Spielwarenmesse in 2015, end of January. I think that was the part when we went
Yeah.
there with only the idea itself. There was no platform at that time. It was just validating the business idea, because we chose the startup approach, like develop fast, fail fast, iterate, fail fast, iterate. And I think that was a good approach. And when we came back, I had the feeling that the publishers have the buy-in. They don't really know what to expect from us. Four guys are there with an idea which sounds great, but how this is going to work, we don't know. So yeah, there were some skepticism as you just described. But personally, I thought that there was a certain interest, and I think that's why we finally decided to design and develop the digital representation of that idea, the first version, the early access version of NestiFyz. So, what was the business plan originally? you mentioned yourself is that the monetization was a key question, and I think there are some learning which needs to be shared. So, what was the
Ye-
business acumen?
Yeah, yeah. The main idea was that after a while, both parties will be paid. So it's like the initial idea was that the publishers will pay for a feature that will save them a lot of money because they will not get like a thousands of ideas, and they
Hmm.
shouldn't take care like 10 20 minutes with every idea, but they just get the best ideas, which is like the 5% of the total what they would get normally. And for that like time they would pay money. And on the other side, we thought that maybe the designers also will pay for features that not exist yet, and but it would be like help them to present or pitch better for the publishers, and that was the main idea. But on the first steps, we wanted to focus on monetize the publishers. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that we were thinking about the subscription fee approach, and we're gonna get to that later. But I'm not sure if it was the best choice. But everywhere on the internet, everything is about subscription fees. So it kind of looked like a good business model with a free tier for the designers. And I think we didn't get to the point when we could offer the paid service for the designers. But I remember the original mind map that we drew with involving all the content creators, the crowdfunding support, and many other things as well, illustrators, artists, and making a huge ecosystem of the community, uh, where everyone actually
yeah,
works on having new good quality prototypes and games on the market, and that would be very much appealing to the publishers. Yet we didn't reach that uh, turning point, to be honest. But at the first version of the monetization, how did it work? How did it go? What was the evolution of NestiFyz?
yeah. So as you mentioned, like the first time we was discussing about like a in a monthly or yearly subscription fee for
Hmm.
the publishers, and in the first steps we just gave like free tiers for them to try it out, to found out. And this free tier wasn't like limited at all. And as we just heard that not all of the publishers, but some of the publishers was like including to their weekly or monthly uh, steps when they are looking for new prototypes. So
Yep.
actually we was what can I say? We was in line with some companies, but not all of the publishers actively using the software itself, although it was free for them.
Yeah, I think we had approximately 20 publishers already on the platform. Some of them actively used it, and we got
Yeah,
valuable free feedback from them. Actually, we made some connections between designers and publishers. Uh, I don't recall if it ended up as a business, a published game, but we definitely made some connections. And I think we had a good start. The very first 3 4 months, we saw that not only the designers are joining, but the publishers were joining as well because they were interested.
yes,
Uh,
yes,
and and I was wondering because the community was starting to build up, and at this point I would separate two things: the designer community and the publisher community. So let's talk about the designers first, because we have done a couple of things that made a buzz around the designer community, specifically the competitions that we did and some of the discussions on the Discord channel or so. So uh, can you talk about the monthly champions? Because I think that was one of the good ideas before the first Essen and we will get to that later.
Yeah. We wanted to, yeah, highlight some of the games for the publishers. So, but we didn't want that to, yeah, like, pick like five out of. I think that was the time when we started Monthly Champion. We already had like 250 or like
Yeah,
300
more
ideas.
than 250.
Yeah, more than 200 feet. So we didn't want it to pick. We just picked like I remember that we was like going through the list and we saw at least like 50, 60 ideas, which was we feel that it's really good. So we
Yeah,
should
mature
show it
ideas,
to
good
the.
ideas.
Yeah. So it's like 20 percentage was really good. And we wanted to show them. But, if we are just, like pushing all of them to the publishers, that would not giving a value for them, but extra headaches. So that's why it came to my mind that why not make kind of a like a competition every month for like 4 or 5 different prototypes. And yeah, we will see who will win, and they will get an extra showcase. So yeah, and it was worked very well.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Few yeah, and few ideas was like kind of picked up for consideration by the publishers because of the nature of the thing is. And yeah, it was really like it worked as expected, I guess.
Yeah, it was great
Because
fun. I recall that there were some real competition between with some of the attendees, like
yeah,
these they went on the social channels, Facebook, Instagram, and they tried to get more followers and all that stuff. And it was a great experience. Actually, I'm still in discussion with some of the designers from those champion contests. So I could say that we made some connections with ourselves as well, and some with the publishers, because the jury was made of publishers, and I think it was
yeah,
a good thing that we didn't pick ourselves, or it wasn't just a community vote, because somewhat it was um, based on professional jury decision, what they found intriguing. It wasn't a full playthrough though. It was just a quick glance, kind of a quick evaluation. But that was basically the test of the platform, is that how fast you can evaluate an idea based on that structured cell sheet that we have on NestiFyz. And I think it worked out quite well.
yeah. The expert jury was really like helpful in all the time, I guess, and they was really like went through the nominees, and they was like kind of really made their decisions based on what they can see, and yeah, that's why it was some of them was picked up by uh, companies. Yeah.
Okay, regarding the community building and publishers, because I had an interesting experience trying to reach out to them and trying to draw them to the platform and draw attention to the platform. Uh, let me share a story. We had, I think, approximately 20 or even more publishers on the platform officially, but unofficially there has
Yeah.
been more who actually followed the story. So I had many email conversations and Google Meets and all that with publishers who said that, well, we are interested. Let us, create a user account and just take a closer look. But right now, we are not what we don't want to get involved and lend you our logos at this moment in time. Let's see how it turns
Yeah.
out, how it evolves. But there were some big companies from Germany as well. I don't want to name them, but who actually had a closer look at the platform. They were just not opening up to you know cross market with us at that point in time.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there were some who said that, hey, this is a good idea. Use our logo. It's a new marketing, channel for us. Maybe some designers will get to know us better. So I think it was a good mix of these two. Some smaller or medium publishers with great exposure, giving us their logo, being very open. Some of them even cross-marketed with us. And there were some who said that, okay, let's just be a kind of a silent observer for now, but we are open for collaboration in case it goes bigger. So I think it was a good mix. It was a good start. Uh,
No, I can agree with that.
what about the first Essen meeting that we had? This whole monthly champion and community building on both publisher and designer side kind of ended up at a personal meeting at Essen. What
Yeah,
are your thoughts
yeah,
about that?
it was a great experience. What we found out that a I think two or three main things. One is that that like if you have like a really small a place where you can showcase your game, it's kind of almost nothing
Mm-hmm.
because actually Essen is so crowded. So we had really small booth actually. So we didn't, get like a lot of like uh,
Attention, no big
had
visuals.
attentions. Yeah, 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 yeah. From the people who are just passed away our booth, and also yeah, that was like annoying a bit, but yeah, it's Essen is like that. Now they are, as I heard that they are like making a new hall. So instead of like last year there was second like seven hall, now they will have eight halls. So it's
Okay, so
like
it's gonna be bigger.
growing and growing. Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So less chance as a small company to be shy. But on the other hand, we had a lot of meetings with
Yeah.
different companies, and that was really good. They was really like communicative, helpful, um, and they was really talkative. They was speaking about their headaches, their th- thoughts on the platform itself, and it was really good. But we ended up like with the like thinking that this like whole industry is still based really heavily on the like people to people like connections, and they if
Mm-hmm.
they have a chance to not involve any digital thing, they are really happy with it, so they
I
they
see.
don't want to like involve an extra digital layer to be connected with each other, as
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, I marked the question for myself that I wanted to discuss why wasn't it an instant get for the publishers after Essen when we pitched, and I totally agree with you. It's this business is by nature it's very analog. It's very trust based, face to face, people to people, and I think it's good. And we never wanted to revolutionize this or take that layer away. We
Yeah.
just wanted to create a gateway to make quicker connections. So,
Yes.
but still, I think they didn't really understand at the very point in time is that basically we're not ruling this layer out at all. It's just we're just want to make faster connections. And on the other hand, we went to Essen with a special kind of promotion monetization structure, but it still was a subscription based idea. And for me, one of the learning was that they are used to the success fee type of approach, and most of the publishers are working in a kind of a project based budget. So, they have a
Yeah.
portfolio and they have a budget for a game instead of a kind of an operational expense, which would be okay to finance their subscription fees. Maybe they have, maybe it was kind of a trust issue with us, I'm not sure, but we got that back many times that, guys, we can work with you with a success fee type of approach. So when we came back from Essen, I think that was one of the key points that we needed to rethink. Are we going to stick to the subscription fee on the publisher's end, or are we going to do something different? Because most of them cannot really incorporate this cost into their budget.
No, no, yeah, yeah. The main issue here in the whole industry that they are like with on the edge of everything. So we can see that what like Trump tariff did with the whole industry. It's almost like kind of lot of like yeah, like not the whole industry broke itself, but a lot of companies died because of Trump tariff, because all of the margins are so strict that they don't have any tier to
I
how
would
can I
call it a
say that?
wiggle room.
No.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. No room for expansion. So that's what we wanted to, achieve, or what we saw here, that money wise, we didn't had a a place in their heads
Hmm.
where they can, cost cut and like pay for us
Hmm.
instead of paying for the the designer, paying for the manufacturing, or where they should cut to pay for us. And
Hmm.
that was their main concerns, because yeah, how the industry looks is actually everybody is thinking about that. I should pay for the designer between 5 and 10%. I should pay for the manufacturing based on the MSRP. And how they are usually calculating the MSRP is simply that they are uh, multiplying by 7 and 8, and that's based on the manufacturing costs. So that's these are kind of uh, rule of a thumb that everyone follows. And to be a new player and totally a new an idea, and go into this pricing method with some new ideas, that it's really hard to find out, or you should have a really good reason to pay for the service like that, and not for your manufacturing or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and after the Essen spiel, one of the feedback was that, guys, the thing that you're doing is great. It's just another channel. I have my own submission
Yeah.
page. I have my own designers who I'm used to work with. I have a lot of good ideas. My pipeline is full until 2027. And you provide me an extra 200, 300, 1,000, just name, a number, new ideas, which is just a kind of extra on top of what I already have. And I have trouble with what I have right now instead of getting new ones. So the problem never was getting new ideas. It's kind of more like how the good ideas are being filtered down to the really good ones, and how do they get to the right publisher. And I think that was a
Yeah.
challenge when we came back from Essen to figure out how we can do this. But let's put that aside for a bit, because I think we had other opportunities on the way, collaborations, uh, and I have two in mind which I wanted to mention here. One was a designer camp in Poland
Yeah.
to reach out and build a community, and the other one is basically a kind of an event management system based on the same
Yeah.
platform. Do you want to talk
Yeah.
about any of those?
Yeah, it was also an opportunity. So after we kind of failed, or not really failed, but we didn't went as well as expected with
Hmm.
the publishers. We was like looking for new opportunities at other companies who may pay for that similar thing that we just created, or similar platform that we just made. And that's what came to our mind, that maybe so our base platform, basically a matchmaking platform, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's like, as one of the earliest customers said, that it's like Tinder for board games, which is
Yeah.
kind of matchmaking for board games. And that was true. The platform worked really well in matchmaking, or kind of like technically worked really well. And we just thought that where it this kind of matchmaking could fit. And so we kind of made a, 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 a plot, or how can I say that shift left in thinking that maybe we should go to the events where these matchmakings are happen, and we can support them with our like sophisticated solution, because what we saw it's in still in Spielwarenmesse, although they have like 150 designers, they at that time they was still like using like PDFs, which wasn't like searchable and so on so on. So yeah, so basically that's why we targeted these groups. And yeah, the number of these groups are limited. So yeah, it's not a like
Yeah,
big
but we reached
expand
out
for
to
us there.
multiple ones. We were looking for the board game
Yeah,
associations all around the world with this designer camp. I think that was a kind of special occasion where we almost made a stand this year with the platform. They chose not to, but still we are in a very good relationship. And personally, I've been there in Poland and visiting the guys, and I
yeah,
think it
yeah,
was a great community. And we had many of these opportunities lying around. These are just, not one of those super big stuff that will provide a breakthrough. So yeah, it was difficult to
sure.
find these opportunities, to reach out to them, to convince them that this is something interesting, and required some work, which is not a problem. It's just it needed some time to make a stand and make it a kind of a valuable collaboration on the long run.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but what we have seen in the publisher space is that they require the simplification of their processes rather than an extra channel of ideas. They require
yeah,
a better selection of things. They require privacy, because for now, where we are in the timeline at the moment, it's a kind of a global database of all ideas. And some of them said that, well, I don't want to drive and grind through a global database. I want my own private stuff. So after Essen, I
yeah,
think we came back with a lot of new ideas, how where we can pivot and shift the original base idea of having a global database. Uh, and I think those made made sense, meaning that we figured out that there should be a kind of an ecosystem where there are private NestiFyz databases, so to speak, and there is a global one. And being able to simply submit an idea from the global database to any of the publishers who have their own private tenant of NestiFyz, and being able
yeah,
to have a quick evaluation on the publisher side, I think that was a key turning point in our development and design, and it worked out quite well. So I remember Laszlo did a great job. Tell me more about how we wanted to speed the evaluation up on the publisher side in the latest version.
yeah. So the evaluation was like based on a lot of things. That first thing that we made an automation which was automatically was reading the the rule books, and based on this it was like creating a the profile itself. So the end users, so the designers shouldn't like upload manually the the data of their game one by one. And also there was a simple like a buttons yes or no from the publishers, that yeah, I wanna like continue and look through the design, or no, it's not for my taste. And also we like involved some like smart replies or fast replies when they just clicked on the yes or no button, and they could easily just send back a template, or like kind of uh, not a template message for the designers to get feedback. Because actually what we found out that usually the designers main issue that they didn't get any feedback from the publisher, so they should like chase hunt down them with multiple messages that hey, I've been selected, or any like steps that you like made based on my idea or my prototype. And they are usually not like sending out any informations from their headquarter, even though it would be easy for them just say a no, or yeah. Yes. So this one we wanted to involve here some kind of features for them to keep on a track with the designers. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the that CRM type of approach. So the dashboard that the publishers got, like how many new submissions I have, how many I need to reply to, how many of them are older than 30 days, 90 days or so. So I think that would give a quick and good um, overlook of what they are working with. And the easy reply button, I think that was a great asset, and we got some feedback about it. Yeah, it's a good idea. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they get lost between the emails. Like, did I reply to this idea? Did I not? What was the status here? Let's forget about it. Or maybe if it's just out of the page of the emails in their emailing system, sometimes it's just simply forgotten. So yeah, I understand this
Yeah.
pain. And what I really enjoyed, and it's a shame that it didn't go into the live global database, only to the ones that we pitched to the publishers, is the matchmaking, relevance matching. This is what we called it, the relevance
Oh,
matching
yeah.
of the ideas. So what we have done is that based on the profile of the publisher and based on the game itself and the processing of the rulebook and the mechanics, we tried to make them match and calculate a kind of a relevance score, which would yet again kind of create a sequence of the ideas for that specific publisher. Is it something that usually fits my portfolio? Is it something which is totally far away from it? And maybe that's the great idea because it is so much far away of what we are usually doing. But at least they got an indication just by a quick glance at the game, like what is this game about, the usual stuff which they only already get from the sales sheet, but still they see a kind of relevance score. Is it something that is for us? Is it something that is totally out of the game? I really enjoy that, and most publishers said that yeah, it's an interesting concept. It might speed things up. But tell me, what happened in Nuremberg? Because by this year, Nuremberg, so exactly 1 year um, after the first milestone that you just mentioned, we went back to the publishers with this set of new ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. We went back and you know there was a time that still like everybody was like I'm not sure that they was understanding the whole concept or not, or they
Hmm.
was like happy about it. I actually I wasn't there with you guys, but yeah, I remember that you came back and you told that yeah, it seems like they kind of like interested but not super excited about the progress we made. So yeah,
Yeah, we have been there for a couple
or
of days, and the first day was tough, to be honest. Some of them said that, "Hey guys, it's working without you." It's like, what's your
yeah,
take? What's the relevance of yours? And yeah, I know that I have to go through the 300, 400, 500, thousands of ideas, but I have my own, workflow, and there is a cost of
yeah,
changing that habit to something else. There is always a cost in energy of implementing a new tool in the workflow. What's the catch? What's in it for me? This is what the publishers asked most of the times. And though we could tell them the advantages and show them and showcase the platform, they said that, yeah, it's pretty okay for a new publisher on the market, so to speak, who doesn't
yeah,
have a very well-established workflow for that kind of stuff. But I have my own network of contacts. We talk on a kind of a weekly basis anyways. There is no such need for me as a large publisher. So I think
yeah,
that was one of the feedback. The second and the third day was much more energetic, and there were some very good discussions actually with some of the big publishers, and that was great, and they wanted to start trying it. Yet again, what we said, that in terms of monetization, we changed the whole game. It wasn't a subscription fee anymore. Actually, we made it for free at the very beginning. This new concept, because the idea was that
like
if go on.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. So the free part was that they can build their own database,
Yep.
and if they wanted to get the global reach, than they would pay for the global database itself.
And the idea was that if
Uh,
they don't want to nurture a prototype, so they say no to one of the designers and the prototype of his, then that designer could that designer could decide to come to the global database because the data structure is just exactly the same. So with one click,
yeah,
they could come to the global database, and with another click, they can submit themselves to another publisher who is actually open for submission. So that was the whole idea of the ecosystem, that it's a kind of a one-click submission everywhere because the structure is exactly the same. So I think that that would have save a lot of time for both publishers and both the designers as well.
yeah.
Okay, what do you think? What was what were the things that did not turn out as expected? What was the caveat? What was the problem in general?
We all, in general, I think that so as I already said that the cost structure in the whole market is really strict.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they didn't see where we can fit in budget wise. And also the other problem is what we aware of in the really beginning is the chicken and egg problem. So
Mm-hmm.
without chicken you don't have eggs, and without eggs you don't have chicken. And so we face this issue that when we went to the publishers, they were which was really considering to pay for that service. They always ask that, okay, now you have like 300 ideas. How you will make like 1,000 ideas in like half a year? And also the designers who we contact with, every time they ask that, okay, how many publishers, how many like designs were chosen from your platform? And without one, the other cannot live. And that was the main problem we faced, which we could make a like maybe spend a lot more on marketing, but it wouldn't be more successful, I guess. So yeah, that's why we didn't like just burning much more money, because yeah, if we would be an American company, we would probably did this. That as I understand how American marketing works, but yeah, it wouldn't make much more opportunity for us, I think, if we would, yeah, generate more marketing. But you never know. Yeah,
You know,
that was the
the
two.
budget thing, what you just mentioned, I agree, but I tend to disagree as well because the last version we offered for free, totally for free. So there wasn't really a need for fitting it into the budget. But what we discussed is that the cost of transitioning, the cost of changing the
Yeah.
workflow, now that's
The
a different
hidden
story.
costs.
Yeah, the hidden
Yeah.
costs. So in that sense, I'm totally with you. And I think at the very first meeting what we had, we discussed that one cannot exist without the other. So the publishers
Yeah.
and the designers have to go grow in hand in hand. And what you were stating as a chicken and egg problem, I think we just went in there into that road. That though we grew the designer base, we have to grow the publisher as space and community as well. And until it doesn't reach a certain critical mass, the snowballing effect doesn't start. And I
Yeah.
think we haven't reached that piece. And our last discussion was really about okay, but what do we need to reach that goal? How much time, how much money, how much energy we need to invest in there? And
Yeah.
we mentioned it before, there were four of us, and out of the four, two of us has a kind of a changing life in the meantime in terms of work, in
Yeah.
terms of dedication, in terms of affordable time to invest. And I think that also hindered us from putting the real valuable assets into, and I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about the actual time and the grinding power. Because my personal guess, and I'm curious about yours, but I think it would take at least 3 years, but more like five, to be everywhere. All the cons, all the expos, reaching out to everywhere and communicating 24/7 about the platform to reach that critical mass. This is what I thought would be quicker at the very beginning when we started, because the idea is good. I thought that it can go viral. It didn't, and maybe it's because of how the industry works. It has a
Yeah,
a reluctance of digital things. Maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know. I just have the personal feeling that every time we went there and said that, hey, we got something digital, they were like, okay, do I trust this thing? Um, and I think that was one of the key difficulties that we faced. And I have seen that a couple of other companies have tried in the past. There are some who are still trying, and there are other similar services being offered. I hope that
yeah,
they will be more successful.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I feel the same. That's yeah. I just started this conversation, or I saw at the very beginning that we wanted to create rockets, but this business is not need a rocket, but instead of a cart with a horses, and yeah, it may perfectly fit for them, and they yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know,
Okay.
yeah,
What now? That's the last question of mine. Like, how this is going to continue or not continue. We mentioned that we stopped the development, but we still have
yeah.
users there. Uh,
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah, yeah,
happens
yeah,
next?
yeah. So servers are paid till I think end of September.
Yes.
So the servers will be not shut down. Everyone will have opportunity to still like send their portfolios of NestiFyz for the different publishers, and also they will get a function where they can like just download all of the data that they like put to NestiFyz, and yeah, they can extract it. And also maybe there will be kind of one or two like cooperation partner who will where you can use this data to upload to their system, and you shouldn't make it again manually to these partners, because they will just processing these datas that you downloaded from the site. Yeah.
Yeah, and we are working on those partnerships right now. So more might
Yes.
follow. But we will be very forthcoming if it's successful or not. We are still discussing opportunities. But yeah, this new version about the file export. I think we should roll this out somewhere by the end of April or so. We're still testing the
Yeah.
functionality, but it should be there soon for everyone
Yeah.
to save the data because there's some valuable things that the designers gathered, and I'm pretty sure that those can be used later on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Robert, any other closing words from your end?
I'm not sure. It's yeah. Uh, I couldn't, I was expecting everyone, when it's similar our roadmap to a like uh a board game, how it's, just starting that you have an idea,
Hmm.
you are making a prototype, you are making a lot of version of prototype,
Exactly.
and then you are just showing to the publishers, and they will pick it or not. And in our thing that they didn't pick up, and that's the natural sense of behavior of the publishers. And yeah, what you can actually do is that you are sending to another publisher and another publisher, but afterwards, then when you didn't picked up by like 30 or 40 uh, uh, publisher or even more, you should pivot your maybe the complete game. And this is extra effort, this is a long term, and uh, either you are still investing, or you are just putting back this game to the shelf, and you are just starting to work on totally new idea. And I think we are in that part, that we are just putting back our idea to the shelf, and we are just working on something totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that idea back to the drawer, back to the shelf thing popped into my mind as well. So, but basically, I'm not disappointed how it ended up. We made a good collaboration. I think the team was great. I managed to get to know the industry much better. I think we made some
Yeah,
valuable connections, and maybe this idea goes back to the drawer on the shelf wherever it goes. And right now, it's not being progressed anymore. But who knows? Maybe in a different industry situation, maybe in a different time when we have more energy and desire to revisit the idea. Maybe. Why not? It's still an
yeah,
idea. It might need to mature. It might need to form. So I would say that right now, yes, we're not developing it. Yes, we are archiving everything in terms of what the platform does, and the software actually it's there. It's an asset. How we're gonna be able to use the platform and the framework, not the data, but the framework itself, I think it's a matter of question and a matter of time. So
yeah,
first of all, I'm super thankful for everyone, for Laszlo, for PhD, for you, for what we have done in the past year, for all the
yeah,
community and all the support that we got from the designers and the publishers who have been there for us
yeah.
and share their feedback because that was an interesting ride. All
And
the
we learned a
sorry,
lot, actually.
absolutely,
What
yeah.
is the really benefit is that we learned a lot about publishers, designers, and software creation, and a lot of things that, yeah, we just we can use it in the future.
Hopefully
Yeah,
in a form of a software that actually helps the community. So I definitely would like to give back to this community something. As a designer, I'm working on my own projects as well. But I know that there are a lot of designers out there with great ideas ready to be picked up, and we have seen
yeah.
many of them, not only through the monthly champions, but through personal connections. So yeah, I think there's a lot of brain power out there.
Mm, yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay,
Good.
so have a nice day, and
Thank you
yeah,
very much,
we got
Robert.
still contact. Yeah,
Definitely.
bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Yeah.